Google doesn't want you to think of the Pixel 4 as just a smartphone. Instead, the Android phone's just one of the company's many assistant-powered, ambient computing devices which can be called on to help get stuff done. With some extremely clever new tricks and the same solid fundamentals, from the excellent camera to the very latest Android software, this year's flagship Pixels lean even more heavily on Google's machine learning and AI to make for a pair of proactive and delightful smartphones. Yet while the Pixel 4 and Pixel 4 XL pack interesting new hardware enabling a smoother screen, faster unlock and clearer zoomed-in photos, most of the best new features are powered by software, meaning there's every chance they'll find their way to last year's Pixel 3 and the less expensive 3a. Now, let's look at the top new features of Pixel 4. Number 10. Google's Pixel Themes. Pixel Themes is a newly added app for theming and customizing all the section of the user interface. It allows users to easily customize their Pixel phones with new accent colors, icon shapes, and fonts. This is the first time Google has stepped into providing UI customization built into the phones. Combing the Pixel Themes app with the latest Pixel Wallpaper APK will give you all the customization you need. In order to theme your previous generation phones, you'll need to install the Styles and Wallpapers app as well. The app will simply update the existing Google Wallpapers app installed on your phone. Number 9. Live Captions. Live Caption provides real-time continuous speech transcription of whatever is playing on your phone. The feature can caption any live media, including songs, audio recordings, podcasts, and so on. Live Caption can be accessed via the volume buttons. It appears as a software icon when the volume UI pops up. As soon as speech is detected, captions will appear on your phone screen. You can double tap to show more, and also drag the captions to anywhere on your screen. You don't need to open another app, and you don't need a Wi-Fi or data connection. Audio transcriptions even work when your Pixel 4's volume is turned down, or an app is muted. This is because live transcriptions are created from audio data, and not from sounds picked up by the phone's microphone. If you prefer to mute autoplaying videos, or if your browser doesn't mute them by default, but don't want to miss the important information you might get from an occasional video, this combination of muting and live caption is for you. Number 8. Voice Transcription. Voice recording is about to get a little easier with Google's Pixel 4 phone, which will record and transcribe voice memos using a built-in app and without the need for an internet connection. The Voice Recorder app is among many advances Google has made recently in terms of voice processing and real-time transcriptions. The company this spring introduced a new speech recognition system that works instantly. Google Recorder can automatically create a transcription of the audio it records and even identifies the difference between audio and music. Some of the other categories include applause, some animals, laughter, whistling, and more. This already makes the app extremely useful for the likes of students who want to record notes from a class. The audio transcription can even be shared as a text file to other apps including Google Drive. Notably, though, it only works in English. Number 7. Face Unlock. With the launch of the Pixel 4 and Pixel 4 XL, Google has ditched the fingerprint sensor that we've grown accustomed to on previous phones. You'll no longer be able to rest your finger on the back of the phone to unlock it or sign into your mobile banking app or password manager. Instead, Google is using facial recognition similar to the iPhone's Face ID with the Pixel 4. Face Unlock is an important feature, not only for Google, but for all Android devices. When you first set up your Pixel, it should ask you to set up Face Unlock. The process requires you to register your face with your Pixel 4 by moving your head around until your phone has captured all of the information it needs. Right now, Face Unlock doesn't require you to open your eyes. That means anyone with access to your phone can unlock it just by holding it up to your face, even if you're asleep or unconscious. If that worries you, you can skip Face Unlock and set a strong passcode instead until Google releases an update that adds eye detection. Number 6. Dual Band GPS. Dual Band GPS, or technically, the GNSS dual frequency, should be able to provide a better browsing experience by extracting additional data from the navigation satellites. According to the latest Google statements, this service will soon also arrive for the Pixel 4. It may seem a set of technicalities, but in short, devices that use dual-band GPS will obtain data on the position of a frequency label L5. The data are much more precise than those received on the usually predefined L1 frequency. Other countries that use different satellites are based on different frequencies. However complicated it may seem, it basically indicates that there will be an improvement in the service offered rather remarkable. Google on Pixel 4 suggests that in addition to adequate hardware support, the feature requires some kind of software optimization to work. This is probably what will make the difference. The page, dedicated to the service offered for Pixel 4, declares that currently everything works well and smoothly. This means that Pixel 4 should be able to tell where you are with a precision level greater than previous phones. Number 5. 11-watt fast wireless charging. The newly launched Pixel 4 and Pixel 4 XL support 11-watt fast wireless charging, and it has been discovered on a page for the device at the Wireless Power Consortium. It's great that Pixel 4 eschews the restriction made by Google for its Pixel 3 devices. Pixel 3 wireless charging was limited to 5 watt on the third-party charging pad, even though the device was able to pull 10 watt with the company's Pixel stand. Google hasn't explicitly mentioned this capability of Pixel 4, but the listing at the Wireless Power Consortium confirms it. Spotted at the site and further tested by some technology bloggers, the Pixel 4 is able to get up to 10.8 watt in a test. In the case of Pixel 3, other chargers weren't able to feed much power unless they were accepted into the Made by Google program. This means you no longer need the Pixel stand or Google-approved hardware to fast charge your phone wirelessly. But as observed, the chargers need to support Qi's Extended Power Profile (EPP). That's great news, but it is unknown why Google didn't announce this key feature. It's being assumed that Google may just want to quietly get rid of the strict approach it imposed before. Number 4. 2 rear cameras. The 4 is the first in the Pixel series with more than one rear lens, with a dual camera arrangement that sees the familiar 12.2 MP dual pixel lens bolstered by a new 16 megapixel telephoto snapper. The lens count stays the same as the Pixel 3, however, with the 4 featuring a single 8 megapixel wide-angle front snapper as opposed to a dual system. Dual exposure in the Pixel 4 improves brightness in both the background and foreground objects in a frame, optimizing the former automatically and letting you adjust the latter in real time with brightness and shadow sliders. It's designed to prevent faces and objects being shadowed out or even silhouetted in front of bright backgrounds, and it's effective when you spend the time getting it right. Being able to see what you're shooting also lies at the forefront of the Pixel 4's photography experience. Live HDR Plus lets you see a photo in real time in the viewfinder, rather than after it has been captured. So, what you see is what you get. The Pixel standard setting night mode, night sight, has also been tweaked in an effort to keep up with the likes of Apple. It arguably remains the biggest asset of the Pixel's camera, bringing compelling clarity and coherence to shots in poorly lit environments. Now with a special astrophotography feature, the Pixel 4 also claims to be able to capture the night sky when held still by capturing and combining multiple shots over a few minutes. Number 3. Motion Sense. Motion Sense is the first consumer-facing product to come from Google's Project Soli. On the Pixel 4, Motion Sense uses radar to detect movements in front of the phone's display. The radar creates an area of spatial awareness about 2 feet in diameter around the phone, so that it knows when a person is reaching for it or walking away from it. In that way, it can activate the screen and face unlock or turn off the always-on display, respectively. It can also let a user skip forward or back when playing music, or snooze an alarm, or mute a call when the phone senses a hand waving the alarm away. The Motion Sense feature will require owner training through a game with Pokemon. In a footnote on its website, Google notes that Motion Sense is not functional in Japan and India on its launch and may not be functional in other Pixel countries. It notes that it is functional in the US, Canada, Singapore, Taiwan and most European countries. Number 2. 90Hz display, smooth but not the brightest. The Pixel line has rarely been praised for its displays, but Google's 4th generation handset goes a long way toward changing that reputation. Google added 90Hz OLED displays to both of its Pixel 4 and Pixel 4 XL handsets to enable a smoother Android experience. The Pixel 4 is the first Google device with a screen capable of refreshing at 90 Hz, a feature the company has named Smooth Display. One of the signature features of its Smooth Display, which automatically swaps between 60 Hz and 90 Hz refresh rates, depending on certain scenarios, which are beginning to be defined. Also, the company has also tied this refresh rate to the brightness level of the display on the phone. Pixel 4 will drop to a 60 Hz refresh rate once the display brightness dips below 75%. Number 1. Google Assistant. The new Pixel 4 Google Assistant is said to be 10 times faster than the former Google Assistant announced for the Pixel 3 last year. The improvement in speed is made possible by the fact that the new AI does more on device than in the cloud. The result is that data processing isn't such a heavy task that slows down the assistant, rather, the new on-device processing speeds things up and delivers faster search results. Additionally, the new Pixel 4 Assistant is more context-aware than that of the Pixel 3, which means that Assistant can find what you need with few words. If you're looking for photos from your summer vacation, for example, you need only say, "Search my photos from this summer," and watch the vacation photos appear. Not only does Assistant become more context-aware, but it also becomes a bit more human, understanding that a second statement is tied to the first without having to hear entire sentences to perform needed functions.